Boruto Chapter 68 picks up right after. Boruto's unbelievable comeback from the dead. But even with his survival, nothing is the same anymore. Momoshiki drops a chilling revelation about Boruto's body, and Kawaki starts heading down a grim new road. In this video, I'm going to explain everything that happened in Boruto Manga Chapter 68. In Boruto, after the intense battle with Code, Boruto miraculously comes back to life. The scene cuts to the lab where Amato and Katasuke are left stunned. Amato asks Boruto, "Wait, you're saying you were brought back to life?" Katasuke, equally shocked, chimes in, "You mean through karma?" Boruto responds, "That's what Momoshiki told me. I get why you'd find it hard to believe." He continues, "Apparently, about 82% of Momoshiki's data was already extracted." He explains, "But he used the remaining 18% to fix the damaged parts of my body." Katasuke, relieved, remarks, "Wow, if they can digitalize their own flesh, I guess turning that data into someone else's body parts isn't too far-fetched, no matter how crazy it sounds." Amato adds, "If Boruto had died, Momoshiki would have lost his vessel, and his soul would have been gone for good. Even an Otsutsuki can't achieve something without sacrifices." Sai interjects, "So since Boruto's soul is still intact, that means Momoshiki doesn't have what he needs to fully reconstruct his body." "Right?" Katasuki confirms, "Exactly. Since he can never get that data back, he won't be able to come back again, right?" Amato replies, "Looks like that's the case. You could call it a silver lining." However, he continues, "We still have the issue of Momoshiki occasionally taking over Boruto's consciousness, and we don't have a solid solution for that yet." Katasuke points out, "But the medication has been more effective than we thought. If he keeps taking them, we should be able to keep Momoshiki's influence at bay for the long haul." Boruto then surprises everyone by saying, "Actually, I don't need them anymore." Everyone looks taken aback. And Boruto adds, "I feel like something shifted inside me. It's hard to put into words, but I think I can tap into my power better now." The scene changes and we find Kawaki lying in bed, still out cold. Sumire, who's next to him, comments, "He's just out from using too much chakra, but he's not in any danger," she adds. "He's not hurt and is almost completely healed thanks to the nanomachines in his blood." She thinks it might be a good idea to take him to the lab to figure out why they called her instead of Amato. Shikamaru responds, "They need to check a few things with Amato first. Until that's sorted, he can't be near Kawaki." He continues, "If Kawaki's health is fine, he'll stay here for a bit." Ibiki chimes in, "You really plan on leaving him unbound even with all that power?" Shikamaru answers, "We can't keep him restrained even if we wanted to. He could shrink himself with Sukuna Hikona and escape. Plus, his karma lets him absorb any sealing jutsu, so tying him up isn't a good idea right now." He warns, "It'd be risky to provoke him. His main concern is simple. As long as Naruto is safe, he won't have any issues with us." He adds, "All we can do is trust him and ensure he stays on our side if we're aiming for a peaceful resolution." Naruto then says, "That's how we do things in Konoha." Shikamaru asks Naruto if he's truly okay with it, to which Naruto replies, "Yeah, I want to talk to him when he wakes up." Sumire then asks Shikamaru, "Did something happen with Lord Seventh?" Shikamaru responds, "What do you mean?" She mentions, "I hope I'm just imagining things, but he seems a bit troubled." Shikamaru replies, "He just got back and barely escaped death. He's just worn out." Sumire agrees. "You're right, and I apologize, Shikamaru." Sasuke shows up and fills Shikamaru in on some intel about Code's location. He mentions Boro's cult facilities, and Shikamaru thinks they had wiped those out already. Sasuke explains that this one's in the Land of Snow, a spot locals avoid because it's considered taboo. It's a hidden place that only the higher-ups in the cult are aware of. Apparently, they're involved in some creepy human rituals and experiments. Plus, they're working on some unknown scientific ninja tools. What's more, it's also where they dispose of cyborgs that Jigen wanted gone. Shikamaru thinks it all sounds pretty shady and asks if there's any proof that Code is there. Sasuke says not yet, but there's someone named Bug who knows Code and is around. Shikamaru gets it and decides to send a team there since they don't have any other leads. Sasuke then asks about Kawaki's recent actions. Shikamaru confirms it's true. Kawaki killed Boruto to stop. Momoshiki right in front of him and Naruto. Thankfully, Boruto is okay now. But the only ones who know the full story are Ino, Sai Amado, and Katasuke. They're still figuring out their next move. Sasuke wants to know where Boruto is, and Shikamaru says he should be with his friends, including Sarada. He tells Sasuke to go check on them. The scene changes to Ida, Code, and Demon, who's sitting on Code's back. Ida, using her Senrigan, observes everything and reminds Code to be grateful that his precious Ten-Tail's sacrifice is still alive, thanks to Momoshiki's karma. Code is stunned and asks, "Revived? Are you serious?" Ida goes on to explain that the remaining compressed data from the karma has been extracted, meaning Boruto is now fully an Otsutsuki. Code is shocked by this news. Ida mentions that somehow Boruto managed to communicate with Momoshiki on a spiritual level, though she can't see that directly with her clairvoyance. Code decides to take this as good news. Ida expresses her frustration with Code's over-the-top antics, especially since he used her little brother without asking. Code insists he had no other choice. Ida tells him his main task is to bring Kawaki to her, and in return, she'll help him regain his full power to pursue his own goals, because right now he's not much use to her. However, she warns him that even if he gets his strength back, if he remains useless, she and her brother won't hesitate to get rid of him. Code remarked to Ida, "So we're not even allies? That's a bummer." Ida responded, "That's just how business works. If he doesn't deliver results, he'll lose even this weak bond." Code countered, "Did he forget to mention that he's already taken steps? It's just a matter of timing now." At that moment, we noticed the claw mark from Code on Shikamaru's neck, and while Code was eavesdropping, Shikamaru remained oblivious. Shikamaru walked into the lab and asked Amado, "What's the scoop on Boruto?" Amado replied, "At first, it sounded unbelievable, but the blood tests back up Boruto's story." Shikamaru inquired, "Can we be sure that Momoshiki can't come back?" Amado confirmed, "Yep, it's completely impossible." Shikamaru then grabbed Amado by the collar, demanding information about Kawaki's karma. Meanwhile, Boruto, Sarada, and Mitsuki were together. Sarada checked Boruto's chest where Kawaki had struck him and asked, "Doesn't it hurt?" Boruto responded, "It was a close call, but I'm fine." "That jerk Code got away, though," Mitsuki questioned. "Why would Code try to kill you if he wanted to offer you to the Ten-Tails alive?" As Boruto replied, he suddenly recalled Shikamaru's warning not to tell anyone that Kawaki had killed him until they figured out Konoha's stance on Kawaki. He then suggested to Mitsuki that maybe Code lost control. Sarada asked, "Now that you're fully Otsutsuki, are you going to be a target?" Boruto replied, "Yeah, probably. I don't know where Code is hiding, but next time, he won't slip away." Sarada clarified that wasn't her point. She meant Boruto needed to be cautious, as he could be attacked alone. Mitsuki nodded in agreement. Sasuke then arrived, advising Boruto to stay vigilant since Code could show up anywhere, even in the village. He warned that now Kawaki had enough power to take on Code, who would do anything to remove his limits, likely making Amado his first target. The scene shifted back to Shikamaru and Amado. Shikamaru questioned Amado about why he restored Kawaki's karma without his approval. Amado explained, "It's straightforward. Kawaki hates karma, so he wouldn't consent. But he craves power to protect Lord Seventh and fend off threats. Kawaki's will was crucial for the karma to come back. In short, he chose this path." Shikamaru glared at him, furious. Amado added, "What if Kawaki needed that karma? Wasn't it his power that helped us survive the last crisis? Am I mistaken?" Shikamaru retorted, "Stop avoiding the question! Regardless of the outcome, what you did wasn't for Konoha or Kawaki's sake. Why are you so fixated on his karma?" Suddenly, something emerged from Shikamaru's neck, leaving them both stunned as Code appeared before them. Amado exclaimed in shock, "Code!" Meanwhile, Ida, observing the scene through her Senrigan, "The conversation was just getting good," commented, "You fool." Code slams Shikamaru into the wall, prompting Amado to shout, "Shikamaru!" Code then grabs Amado by the throat, telling him, "It's been a while. Amado, you should be more concerned about your own safety." He demands that Amado remove the limits on his power if he wants to avoid getting hurt. Amado is taken aback by Code's sudden appearance and warns him that he'll be detected immediately, with a whole squad of shinobi on their way. Code, however, claims that all Amato has to do is look into his eyes and give the command. Amato is stunned, wondering how Code knows this. Meanwhile, the sensory unit picks up on Code's presence in Amato's lab. We see Shikamaru talking to Ino during a communication link, letting her know that Code is right in front of him. Ino sends backup, but Shikamaru declines, insisting that they just inform Naruto and the others, but hold off on sending anyone else for now. Ino is surprised, but Shikamaru explains that Code only showed up because of them, and he doesn't want to provoke Code into fleeing. He plans to manage it himself. Before Ino can respond, Shikamaru instructs her to keep monitoring the situation and wait for his signal. Shikamaru attempts to use his shadow possession jutsu on Code, but it doesn't work since Code can still move his fingers and even harm. Amato. Code warns Amato to act quickly. Then Shikamaru reveals that he knows about the claw mark on the back of Code's neck, leaving Code visibly shocked. Shikamaru then commands, "Wake up, Bronco!" and Delta appears. Code is taken aback by her presence. Shikamaru explains that she has been reprogrammed as a combat asset to protect Konoha and instructs her to attack Code. Delta lunges at Code, kicking him into the wall, which brings a sense of relief to Amato. Shikamaru tells Code that he knows if Code approaches Amato with few or no guards, it would be a prime chance for someone like him to show up. Just then, Code places his hand on the ground and accesses the claw mark. Shikamaru thinks Code is trying to escape, but then a hand emerges from the mark. Everyone is shocked, and Code remarks, "Escape?" Quite the opposite. Ida then appears from the claw mark, leaving everyone, especially Amato, utterly stunned. And that was the full explanation of Boruto Chapter 68. This chapter gives us huge revelations about Boruto, Kawaki, and the future of the story. Things are only getting darker from here. If you enjoyed this explanation, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more manga explanation videos.